Pete Gilbert here, WBAL. I guess first of all, how are you feeling relative to a week ago at this point, getting ready for the game? And as far as what you saw last week in the passing game and sort of the 37 passes, 19 completions, the percentage and what you want. Where are you feeling about, or how are you feeling about the passing game overall?
Well, I'm good. I'm way better than I was last week. No illness, no stomach aches, nothing like that. The pass game, we still working on it. We got young guys that came in and stuff like that. We just finding ourselves right now, and we good. I feel we're gonna be good. In practice, we be doing very good. I feel my guys be getting open, catching passes, getting downfield. I make good throws for those guys. It's gonna come to us though. We're gonna be better.
Jimena Lugo La Torre from Ravens Spanish Radio. Lamar, I have a theory that your performance has changed since we don't have fans.
Say it again.
I have a theory that your performance has changed since we don't have fans.
Since no fans? Well, I gotta do a better job then. Since the fans not here, it shouldn't matter. So I gotta do a better job then.
Hey, Lamar, this is Jameson from ESPN. Your rushing attempts are down from the previous 2 years. Is that something that you wanted to decrease this year, or are there other things involved in the rushing carries going down for you?
I mean, we have guys who run the ball very good for us, and we winning, so it really don't matter. We're 4-1, so it's a plus for us right now. But it's cool, I guess. As the season go on, we're gonna see. If we need to, coach gonna adjust. But right now, we're doing perfect fine without me. Running so much, so we doing good.
Lamar, it's Kurt from 98 Rock. On that tip, you're 4-1, but a lot of people are gloom and doom. Pointing to last year. Is that tiring to you, or are you able to block that out?
I mean, last year was last year. We just trying to have a better record than we did last year, and we still trying to chase what we want. What we always talk about in this building. Let the outside noise be the outside noise, like I always say.
Marge Cliff Brown, Ravens Media. Can you talk about what it's like going against the defensive practice that gives you that many looks? And do you, when you go on Sundays, do you ever see defenses give you as many looks as your own defenses does during the week?
I mean, yeah, we're going to the games now. Defense has changed up the scheme from what we see on film. But I wouldn't say like our defense. Coach Wink and the defense do a great job at disguising and doing their job. Filling in holes and blitzing quarterbacks and sacking quarterbacks. They've been doing a great job. So I wouldn't try to put my defense against anyone else's defense because they're different.
Hey, Lamar, Sean Stepner, WMAR, ABC Baltimore. First thing, you're planning on practicing today?
Yeah, for sure. Whole week.
And a couple different times over the last couple weeks regarding the passing game, you have said you're right there, you're almost there, or you'll be fine, you'll get it together. Regarding the passing game, do you think that you are just kind of almost there to kind of put things together, or is there a lot to work on to get this passing game consistently where you want it?
I mean, week one, we had a pretty good day when we played against the Browns with our passing game, and it was nothing being said about it. But now it's just like, since we're not progressing, I guess, from that week, then people got second guesses going on. But I feel we're gonna be good. Like I said, it's still early in the season, and we're gonna strive for greater as the season go on. And it just start in practice. We get better in practice, then we should be good.
Hey, Lamar, this is Aaron Kazans at Penn Live. We saw, and Coach John Harbaugh told us that you had some headset issues on Sunday. I'm curious, can you take us through what happens when you don't hear a call and how you kind of react to that?
Yeah, I have pretty much work plays that's in my back pocket. If we don't get a signal, we just go to the line, we call the play there, and on to the races.
And is that you calling the play? Do you make that decision then?
Yeah, at that point.
Hey, Lamar, Childs Walker with the Baltimore Sun. You guys are obviously, you're still rotating the running backs. Different guys get a certain number of carries every week.
as a runner, do you feel like you need a certain number of carries to sort of hit your rhythm, or is that something that people talk about from the outside that maybe isn't that relevant to the players?
For the running backs, I don't know. They probably do, but for me, it really don't matter. You know, if my number's called, then I just do what I have to do. I don't know for a running back standpoint. You got to ask those guys.
We'll do a couple more questions for Lamar.
Hey, Lamar, Pete Gilbert here again. Thanks to Jonah Schaefer, who put it in his timeline, shared a part of a podcast with Aaron Rodgers talking about, he was talking about, how you know whether a guy is a guy. He's like, yeah, look at Lamar in college. We knew he could sling it. That guy can sling it, and you knew he would get his, footwork and stuff straight, and he would be really good in the NFL. To hear a guy who's going to be a Hall of Famer, an all-time great, talk about, looking at you like, duh, of course you're going to be great. Relative, coming out of college, there were so many people saying, I'm not sure about Lamar as a quarterback, but here's a guy who's an all-time great and said, yeah, that was obvious. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot, coming from a Super Bowl winning quarterback and a guy who's still, competing at a high level. A-Rod, yeah, that's pretty cool coming from him. I appreciate that.
Hey, Lamar, this is Jonas. Pete, thanks for the shout out. After the past couple games you've had with Miles and Willie, not getting a whole lot of targets. What's the dialogue like after those games? Are those guys on the same page as you with, why the ball hasn't come their way and the team is winning, so it's not that big of a deal? I mean, how do you move forward after those couple games?
Oh, like you said, the team's winning, but I feel my guys still need the ball in their hands, so we're gonna do a better job at getting those guys the ball in their hands. There is no bitter or anything like that going on in the locker room whatsoever. Our guys still our guys, so it's still a brotherhood going on here. But yeah, as the season go on, as the weeks go on, the guys should be getting the ball a lot more.
Nick, this is Jeff Zrebeck from The Athletic. From your perspective, so much has been said how defenses are playing you different. Mark Andrews has talked about it a good bit, Lamar, most weeks. From your perspective, where do you see the biggest differences to how defenses are playing you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we never know what we're going to get each week. Each team has their own little, wrinkles they want to put in to try to, stop us because we can attack them so many different ways. From where I see it, I think a lot of people are kind of loading the box up, doing a little different things to stop our run game, stop our QB-driven game by, maybe having lower defenders who are supposed to be deep, and just trying to really take that out to stop that because, our run game is very multi-dimensional, and they can attack you in a bunch of different ways. So that's what teams are really keying on to stop us.
Hey, Nick, this is Jonas Schaefer with the Baltimore Sun. How different is that then from last year? I mean, that was the first time that you guys really had this grand debut of what you guys were doing on offense. Was it more, consistent in terms of what you were seeing defensively?
Yeah, I mean, I think even last year teams were trying to stop our run. I think it's just more of a consistent thing this year. And, when you really look back at it, though, all the teams, they can do whatever they want. They can load the box up, do whatever they want. At the end of the day, our plays will still work as long as we execute our plays, as long as we do what we need to do. And I think that's really the end of it. I mean, like you said, last year was kind of a breakout thing, and I think teams still try to stop our run, and we're still running the ball in certain ways. This year, just a little more consistent, seeing them to try to stop it.
Hey, Nick, Mark Andrews here with the Baltimore Ravens. So obviously you're a premier blocking tight end in the league. I don't think there's anyone, better than you. Would you tell us how you got to that point in your career? Also, tell us a little about yours and Mark Andrews' relationship.
It's an interesting one. So about blocking, I've always been a blocker because high school I played in the triple option offense, and I was forced to block. Probably like 7 catches my senior year, high school. So it was engraved into me by my high school coaches to block, and that's how I earned my job. And the second part of the question, Mark, I think we have a very good relationship. Sometimes you can get annoying. Sometimes you need to grow up a little bit. But I love coming to work and seeing you every day. I think we have a really good relationship. And I think we have the most fun in the building and have the best bond, strongest bond in the building for sure.
No doubt. Love you, brother. Yep.
Nick, kind of piggybacking off that excellent question, how has the loss of Hayden Hurst in the room affected you guys, in the room and also on the field? What obviously this offense has moved a little bit towards throwing more to the wide receivers with Hayden not being there. How does it kind of affect the offense overall?
Yeah, I mean, of course we miss Hayden. Mark and I, we were, also really close when he was here from a relationship standpoint. We're always together around the building, always, making jokes, attacking other people, whatnot. And for, from an offensive standpoint, I think we're doing well without Hayden, but do we miss Hayden in the sense where he's a really good football player? We do. He's a fast player, he's a physical player, and he can do a lot of special things. And, and he's going to do great, and he's doing great in Atlanta. But I think we can find people who are here to step up and fulfill what, he left.
Nick, this is Jeff Zrebeck again. You guys do a good job of sheltering yourself from, what fans and the media are talking about. But do you kind of chuckle that you're 4-1 and it seems like all the questions are on what's wrong with the offense?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's going to have something to say. And you got to get used to that and, being part of this business. It's really hard for outsiders to come and say and critique what is wrong with your team when they're not in the meetings, when they're not at practice, when they're not around you 24/7. But I get it, that's their job. They're supposed to know about football and they're supposed to, diagnose everything and tell you what's wrong. But realistically, we know where we're at. We know what we need to get better at. We know what we're doing well, and we know what we need to improve on going forward. And that's the most important thing is that, we know what we need to do. And for other people, when they say, this is not that, I don't think that worries us at all. I don't think we think about it at all. A more controlled approach while still being powerful and moving people out of the hole.
Okay, good seeing you guys. Appreciate everybody being here.